The English College in Prague was set up shortly after the Velvet Revolution. There was a meeting between Václav Havel and some members of the government in the UK, and Václav Havel was asking whether or not we could set up an English-style grammar school in Prague. A team of people from the UK got together with some people from the Czech Republic, and we opened a school about 4 or 5 years later. I think our first year was in 1994, and it was very much based on liberal values, the idea that people are open-minded, the idea that people can sort of say what they think and have open discussions, which of course was something that many students during the communist times hadn't had a chance to participate in. So it was really amazing and revolutionary at the time. Now obviously we've kept that tradition moving forwards.
We were looking for an internationally oriented school, one that would prepare our children for the IB and a wide range of university choices, and also one that's academically demanding, but also supports the child's development in a wider sense with diversity of the other students and thinking about them more holistically as they grow up as young adults.
There's a lot of things that go on, so there's a lot of events and there's a lot of community things. So we have the Cultural Olympiad where we all get together and watch each other perform different pieces. There's also a lot of ECAs or extracurriculars. So I personally do theater company, and it's a lot of fun, and I think there's something for everyone.
It's really great because I feel as though there's just, as Kaya said, it's so sort of like versatile, and there are so many different kinds of communities. And when you find your group, I feel as though you become really, really close-knit. And even if you don't have lots of classes together, it's still really, really good at being able to get to know each other. I'm also in theater company, and we just did Dracula the musical, which is something we've never done at our school, so that was really interesting. I was also in the Cultural Olympiad. I was the cultural captain this year, and I think that it's one of the most rewarding things because you get to sort of plan a whole thing for your house.
As the head of a school, it's important to sort of have a guiding star, really, something that students and staff are able to understand, that parents can get behind. And my guiding star, it's really a binary star system. It's got two elements to it. The first is relationships. These are incredibly important to me. I don't think that you can learn well unless you're feeling relaxed in the classroom, unless you've got good relationships with your teachers as a student, and we've got good relationships with the parents. So in this way, students and teachers can sit alongside each other in the classroom rather than a teacher standing at the front and just passing down wisdom. The second element of this is academic aspirations. For me, we are a selective school. We're not super selective, but we are a selective school. And when you have that selection criteria, it does mean that the students that are in the classes are able to assimilate ideas quickly. The lesson pace can be really quite high. The teachers have more freedom to take different risks in the lessons in terms of new activities, interesting activities that rely on the students being engaged. So it's not just learning from a textbook, it's talking about something where the discussion might be quite challenging or might have an uncertain outcome. But our students love the fact that we have this opportunity to sort of work with them in this slightly open-ended way.
Every student and teacher at ECP are very welcoming, and they're also different in many ways, which creates a nice diversity.
My favorite thing about ECP is the wide range of resources we have available to study. So we have a bunch of websites, and we have a really great library with a lot of books and stuff.
I'd say that my favorite thing about ECP is the independence that we're allowed to have. I remember in old schools it was very much that everything we did was overseen, and now I feel as though we're able to do our own projects, our own sort of investigations, and it's really good at helping us prepare for like the IB and other exams.
One of the other things that we looked for was engagement with the parents, and the English College does have a parents association, which I've become involved in, working with other parents to develop a dialogue with the school as they develop policies, they consider different options. We also involve social events, building more of a community between the staff and the parents. And in addition, we've done a bit of fundraising for charity as well.
It's mainly for Czech students. We 3/4 of our students are Czech here, and we like that balance. We don't have to work too hard to maintain that balance, although some people might consider us an international school. Our focus is very much on Czech students. But apart from the Czech students, the remaining quarter of our students are from 23, 24, 25 different countries. So there's a lovely mix in the school. We're definitely grounded and rooted in Czech culture, but we have this sort of international flavour that's overlaid on top of that. And that balance is, I think, one of the things that the parents that come here really like, specifically the Czech Maturita qualification, which we offer alongside the International Baccalaureate. So there's these two strands that we offer sort of at the same time.
The governors are made up of a group of Czech and British people. Our role is to guide and support the headmaster, take strategic decisions and represent the college. We get together 3 times a year and we always time what we're doing to coincide with one of the big events. It's an amazing story. It's been going for more than a quarter of a century now, and we're looking forward to what the future will bring.
So something that I think is really cool about ECP is that, like in Harry Potter, we have the house systems. There are 4, Ventus, Terra, Aqua, and Ignis. And in Sports Day or the Cultural Olympiad, you get into your house and you compete in a bunch of different activities. So for example, in the Cultural Olympiad, there's dance, film, drama, and music. And in Sports Day, there's long jump, high jump, and all of the points that you get throughout the year sort of accumulate into winning the House Cup.
And within houses, you get sorted as soon as you come to ECP, and so it really helps you find your community. I'm not sure how they sort us, but it has helped me find a lot of friends and sort of settle in much easier.
The Václav Havel concert is a yearly event where we raise money for the Václav Havel scholarship for Roma children to get an education in English. We are doing Roma Diversity Week, where there are many activities for all the year groups, like debate about the roots of Roma. And also there's a trip to concentration camp Lety to learn about the history of Roma people.
So one of the challenges of being on a fairly small site is that we don't have as much space as we might if we were on a greenfield site. But happily we've got an amazing facility just about 15 minutes walk down the road that our students go to. And we just added to that facility by co-investing with Prague 9 in a pressure hall, which we're now going to have exclusive use of during the school day. So we're going to be able to manage our PE lessons much more predictably than we have in the past.
ECP has a history now of quite some years and has developed not only with the parents, with having one site in Prague 9 has developed a community around the school, but also a very strong alumni side. We see often the former students coming back, talking to our students about the careers that they've developed, giving some kind of mentoring or advice to help the students follow their own paths, be successful in their careers. And that community aspect is really appreciated.
Důvod, proč jsme vybrali anglické gymnázium pro naše dcery, nejsou jen akademické výsledky studentů a absolventů školy, ale především ten individuální přístup, který je na této škole opravdu speciální a výjimečný. Začíná to vlastně tím, že pan ředitel s každým adeptem před přijímacím řízením absolvuje pohovor, kde se ho zeptá na to, co ho baví, co by chtěl v životě dělat. A myslím, že právě tady začíná ten zvláštní duch školy, kdy jsou jednotliví studenti opravdu taženi jak do dění školy, tak do snahy dozvědět se co nejvíce pro pokračování potom po absolvování na univerzitě.
I'd love to welcome you to the school. For whatever reason you want to come and see us, we have open days each year, 3 open days. We also arrange ad hoc trips and visits to the school. If you just want to come in and talk to me or talk to the registrar, who is the person that deals with the admissions, we can talk you through the processes. And of course the scholarship program and how we can, in certain cases, offer reductions on the school fees for families that can't afford to come here. We try and be open and welcome. The students love showing people around the buildings, especially on open days. And I think that's where the real sense of who we are comes from, when the visiting students see the existing students and they start talking to each other as they're walking around the building, imagining along with their mums and dads what it might be like to be a student coming here. So there's a warm welcome awaiting for you here at ECP.